If you're looking for a secure haven within the literary world, you found the perfect organization. Let's make magic together. Our space is specifically designed for African American authors who are passionate about their writings of films and books. It's a platform to stay informed about industry developments. And on Patreon, we'll share exclusive content, valuable resources, and engaging discussions and masterclasses on various subjects, ranging from film and publishing industry trends to wellness and business tips. So if you're ready to dive into this exciting community, become a member now. Welcome to our literary haven where creativity knows no bounds. Let's make magic together.
Hey y'all, so welcome to I Choose Me, the Vision Board Party. Super excited to dive into this conversation with you all because it is the top of the year and we want to make sure that you all are equipped and you have some motivation and the tools that you need to navigate into the new year. My name is Tamika Newhouse. Tamika Jameson. Some of you may know me as Newhouse. And as I continue to transition into my next level of life as Tamika Jameson, I am excited to embark on this journey publicly with everyone as I talk about my journey of transitioning and amplifying my own journey as well as the stories and the things I plan to do. So the reason why, and I choose me every year at the top of every year, because it's super important for us to be able to declare what we want to experience and have over our life. And so I choose me is about being selfish and selfless at the same time in our journey of self-discovery, prioritizing the things that we want for ourselves, and being happy. Happiness starts from the inside. And as I've gotten older, I'm 37 now. You know, when I started this journey, I was the journey of being an author and being an entrepreneur. I was 20. I was 20 years old. So that was a long, long time ago. And I remember jumping into this industry and people not liking me, people talking a lot of smack. And the people that used to talk a lot of smack about me aren't even around or even in this industry anymore, which is interesting. But the people that used to talk a lot of smack about me was because I was young. They felt that I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, I was too enthusiastic. I was doing the most. And what I was doing was I was excited about my journey. I was excited about my books. I was excited about my organization, AANBC. And so I would post about it everywhere. I would go to multiple events and be present. And I was just everywhere. And because of my passion and my tenacity just to be, just to push myself forward, it rubbed some folks wrong. People that was double my age. And that's funny because now I'm 37. That means that they're now in their 60s, going to their 70s. And they just didn't like it. And so for whatever reason, they didn't support what I was doing. And they would choose to be like, well, she thinks she all that. Who is she? Yada, yada, yada. So with that being said, I encourage you to be like me. I want you to get on folks' nerves. I want you to talk about yourself until people get tired. I want you to post. I want you to go here and go there. I want you to do the most. Do whatever you can to your capacity. And never mind the naysayers, because I didn't. I heard them talking, but I didn't care. I definitely didn't care. So when it comes to talking about I choose me, I want you to choose yourself. I want you to focus on the things that you want for you. And that's irregardless if you are a wife, a mother, a caretaker, if you're in school, if you're working a 9 to 5, if you have all of these things that you're obligated to, it doesn't really matter. You have to prioritize yourself in that, because all those other things will fall short. You're going to get a fraction of who you are if you do not set time aside for yourself. So I'm going to go over some things with y'all. The first thing is going to be self-reflection and goal setting. And I'm going to talk y'all through this, right? Because sometimes we need to be talked through it, and sometimes we need to be held accountable. So I want to encourage you to reflect on your personal and professional goals. Think about it. And I'm not talking about just in life. Just focus on the year. What are some things that you want to accomplish this year? Let's say you want to open up a business. Okay, you want to open up a business. Cool. What are the steps to opening up that business? What gets us caught up is sometimes we think about the overall goal, like the bigger picture, and we get overwhelmed or we feel defeated because we're looking at the end game. I need you to identify what the end game is, and then I need you to focus on what the steps are to get to that end game. Open up a business may mean putting together a plan, what all the things you want to do within that business. Registering your business with the state. Creating a website, a logo, what the brand look like, social media, website, putting together your income forecast, which means what are some ways you can make money through that business. Outlining, I need you to do a brain dump, dumping all those things out. Then realistically putting together, before I can do this part, I have to do this part. Okay, before I can do this part has to be done first. Once you put all your steps in order, you don't have to think about the end game. You just think about the steps. Once you have completed that step, cool, what's next? Then you just focus on that piece. Once you really break it down and you micro manage your steps, make it many pieces, like small parts of a bigger piece, and you focus on those small parts. Before you know it, you have completed a dozen pieces. That's going to lead you to the bigger goal. Of course, we all want financial security. We want to be financially secure. But what does that really, really look like, y'all? What does it take to make that come true? So you have to create effective goals and techniques to achieving those goals. The short-term goals first. The short term, not the long term. The short-term goals, because getting to the long term means that there are steps in between that. So if you want to lose weight, okay, cool. I want to lose weight this year. What do you got to do to lose weight? Think about those steps. Okay, I want to prioritize and clean my house and reorganize. What are the steps to do that first? What do you have to actually do to get to that ultimate goal? That's what I'm saying that you have to actually focus on. So many of us get defeated or get discouraged because we're thinking about what we need to do to get to that goal. We're thinking about, oh, I need this. I need to be an entrepreneur. Oh, I need to be able to walk away from my job. Or I need to be able to save $10,000 first. Or I need to be able to lose this amount of weight to get to the. Okay, that's great. This is what you need. This is what you want to get to. But what do you need to do to get there first? Those are the goals that you need to focus on. Those are the goals that you need to break down and focus on to get to the overall goal. Simple, right? It really is simple. And I say this too. If, in fact, you do not implement these steps, if you do not do these things or do something different to get to the goal that you want, I want you to change your mindset. We have a lot of people that's walking around unhappy with their life, unhappy with the things they have, but they're not doing anything to change it. And this is my encouragement to you. This is my tough love. If you're not going to do the steps to change it, if you're not going to discover the steps to change it, then stop complaining. Stop being mad. Stop being upset. I then want you to find a way to enjoy and embrace the life that you have given yourself. If you're going to stick with your 9 to 5, if you're going to stick with the person that you're in a relationship with, if you're going to stick with the house or the home that you have created, if you're actively not going to do anything to actually change it, stop complaining and stop being upset with what you have. Because you have decided not to change it. And I want you to find grace and acceptance in what you have. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not meant to do above and beyond outside of their home, outside of their immediate community, or outside of their family. Everybody's not meant to do that. It's not in the cards for everybody. And you can't look at what other people are doing and saying, man, I wish that was me. Do you? Do you wish that was you? Or are you just trying to deflect and find a reason to be upset with your own life that you have afforded yourself? What you are doing with your life, if you are not actively changing it, it is okay. It's fine. Find a way to enjoy it. Find a way to be okay in that space. And if you are not okay in that space, then I want you to think about and process your self-reflection and then set goals to change it. But again, if you're not going to change it, please don't walk around being angry and bitter and being negative. Nobody want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that negativity, especially since you ain't doing nothing to change it. We don't want to deal with that. So that is my advice. Self-reflect and then set some goals. Next, defining your priorities. All right, now this is something that a lot of people don't understand. I need you to understand what your core values are, your values in life, and what your priorities are in life as well. Because some things are more important than others. And if you are all over the place and there's no good blueprint or no timeline or no organization of what your priorities are, you're going to be doing everything every day. And you know what? You can't do everything every day. So say, for instance, I'm going to use an example of losing weight. Because it seems like that'd be the top of everything's list, of everybody's list at the top of the year. They want to lose weight. They want to be better. They want to have a better organization, whatever the case may be. Prioritize what you need to do to make that a reality. And how you prioritize is you have to figure out what are the elements and what are the things that you have to do to make it happen. So if you want to lose weight, you got to change your eating, you got to exercise, you got to sleep better, you have to change your daily routine. There's just a number of different things you have to do. So once you identify the things you have to do, okay, I'm going to do this first, I'm going to do that second. Like, get organized. If you do not have a set plan and you're not prioritizing the steps, you're going to get confused. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to feel defeated. Priorities for me is like being organized. Without organization is chaos. And when you have chaos, there's disruption. And all of a sudden, it just goes into the thin air, like nothing happens. You get frustrated. So you have to define your priorities and you have to understand what is important over others and really create a timeline of things to focus on. You have to align your goals with your personal values, though, because what are you trying to fulfill and what ultimately, what do you want to experience in your life? I want you to block out everybody else. Block out the celebrities, block out your family, your children, your spouse, your friends, whatever it is that they're thinking, block it out. Yes, they can influence and they can help you find a way and a path. But ultimately, what is it that you want to do? What ultimately is it that you want to have and experience? What are your values? What are your goals? What do you want? Connect with that outside of what everybody else want, because I've said this often in my other conversations. We are born alone, and guess what? We're going to die alone too. The things that we have to experience when it comes to our health. If I'm not eating right, who gonna feel it? Me. If I'm not praying right, if I'm not exercising right, who gonna feel it? Me. If I'm not setting goals for education, higher income, who gonna feel it first? Me. So I always tell people, and I always encourage them to, you have to prioritize yourself first. You are number one. Your spouse, well, God is second, or whatever spirituality that you practice is second. Then your spouse or your partner, then your children. Because without you being at your best self, everything else falls. Everything else will crumble. So unless you have yourself in order, understand everything else ain't gonna be in point. It's not gonna be on point. So understand that you got to get yourself correct. So I want to encourage you also to create your vision board. And the reason why people create vision boards is almost like when you speak out things, and I don't know if you understand that your words have power. The places and the things that you connect yourself to, they have power. So if you're not actively connecting to those things and actively practicing those things and actively saying, I'm great, I'm beautiful, I'm going to achieve this today, I am going to live through this, I will be healed through this. If you're not actively saying those and you're not putting that into the atmosphere, imagine what you are going to experience. It's almost like people love to connect with negativity first. We all been children for the most part, and we've heard children talk about other peers and antagonize them, bully them. Oh, you ugly. Oh, your shoes is cheap. Oh, you poor, yada, yada, yada. And we tend to hold on to that negativity. We'll sit here and people will say bad things to us, and we'll sit here and process it. Oh, they think I'm not pretty. Oh, they think I'm fat. Oh, they think I'm poor. They think I'm not all that. And we'll process that negative shit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cuss y'all, but we may process the negative stuff. Why you can't process the good stuff too like that? Why you can't look in the mirror or just when you wake up in the morning, hey, you, today about to be a great day. Hey, you, I like what you got going on today. I'm proud of you. Why we can't say those things to ourselves, just like we can attach to negative stuff? So just like that negative stuff will have an effect on us, don't you think that positive things will have an effect on us too? So I want you to think about this year. I ain't talking about 5 years from now. I'm not talking about 10 years from now, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm talking about right now, within the next 12 months. What do you want to accomplish? Say, for instance, you say, I want to open a business, or I want to enroll in school. Cool. We're now in January. What do you need to do to enroll in school? What do you need to do to go to start that business? What do you need to do to buy a home? What are the steps? Put those steps in layman terms. Break it down step by step by step by step. And what do you need to accomplish by February? What do you need to accomplish by April? What do you need to accomplish by July? Stop saying, oh, I'm going to do this year, and you ain't got no plan. There are no real goals. There are no milestones. Like, what we doing? It's not realistic for you to sit here and say, I want to do this and I want to do that, and you haven't broken down what you need to do to make it happen. So with your vision board, I need you to visually see, I want to buy a house. I want to go back to school. I want to lose weight. I want to heal from this. I want to let go of this relationship. I want to join this organization. Whatever it is that you want to do, put it on your vision board. And think about all the areas of your life, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, career-wise, personal, romance. Break it down. What is it that you want to experience? And then once you have identified what you want, what do you need to do to get it? Simple. That takes you back into into this next step with visualizing it. Because if you cannot visualize all those steps that it takes to get there, all you doing is just talking. You just saying stuff. That's like somebody saying they want to go to the Olympics and they want to run the track and field part, and they're not training for it. They're not eating well and changing up their eating habits. They're not running every day or every other day and creating goals. I need to reach 1 mile today. I need to reach 2 miles by next week. Whatever the case may be, you're not setting goals, but you're sitting here talking about you want this. How that makes sense? That don't make sense to me. And logically and practically, it should make sense to you. And if you are saying something that you want and you ain't not doing nothing to make a change, I'm going to call you a liar. And then if you walking around with an attitude because this ain't happened, I'm going to call you a pretender. I'm that type of person. I'm going to hold you accountable. Because if indeed you want these things and you're not changing it, I want you to understand that you don't have to change your life. You don't have to. If you're not going to put in the work to change it, okay, but then figure out how to enjoy the life that you have. Figure out a way to enjoy the people that are around you. Because the last thing I want to do is be around negative folks. And all you're doing is spreading around negativity and bad habits. Let's not do that, please. Let's not say I want this and want that and you ain't doing nothing to change it, but now you're walking around mad. That's what, that don't even add up. That makes zero sense to me. So I want you to visualize those things. And to visualize it too, you got to really overcome what you have already experienced. You got to let go of your bad habits. At the top of the year, you hear a lot of people saying, I want to lose this weight, I want to do this, I want to do that. But yet they have not overcome what they have already experienced. They have not forgiven themselves for their past. They have not forgiven themselves for the people they have dealt with, the wrong decisions they have made, the people they chose to have children by, not going to school, the holding grudges towards parents and siblings. You got to overcome that. And how do you overcome it? How do you sit here and say, I'm mad at such and such, but I want to get over that? Okay, cool. You can talk about it. You can lean on your safe spaces. You can write it out. Or you can actually say it. I'm mad at such and such, but I forgive them. I'm mad at such and such, but I want to get over this. I'm mad at myself because I haven't completed this. I haven't did this, yada, yada, yada. Like, I want you to understand that you have the power to change it. And if you don't change it, please find a way to just be okay with what you got going on. Because for me, the worst thing that you can do is walk around being dark and negative. Because I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm the type of person, look, the people that be around me, because I have been super intentional with the things I wanted since I was 15, 16 years old, I don't know how to relate to negativity. I don't know how to embrace it. I don't know how to be fake. So if you're negative, why are you talking like that? Why are you doing it? I'm going to tell you. I don't like that. Girl, why are you doing this? Man, why are you doing it? I'm going to tell you. You have to figure out a way to overcome what you got going on. And the crazy thing about it is, and I say crazy because that's my lingo, but the thing about it is there is no timeline to getting over it. You can't sit here and say, okay, in 6 months I want to be over this. 6 months I want to be healed. Excuse me. When does healing have a realistic timeline? Like that's not realistic. Even when people are wanting to lose weight, and I'm going to go back to some things that you can tangibly see, some tangible things that you can connect with. When people want to lose weight, there's a step in the process to losing weight. There are things they eat and things they do, right? And there's environments they put themselves around. And when I say environments, they go to a workout class, they may do some walks every day, but they're changing things. But once they have met their goals, you know how they keep it? You know how they keep the weight off? It's because they maintain it. They continue to put themselves in new environments. They continue on with the schedule and the journey and the changes. They keep it up. That's the same way with healing. You're trying to heal over something. You want to set a certain goal. You want to stop messing with this certain person in a relationship romantically. You want to stop having sex with this person. You want to stop overspending. You want to stop being negative towards your own children. Practice makes perfect. This is not something that you're just doing for a little bit. Once you have perfected it and you put yourself in a better position that, oh, I'm better. You got to keep going. You have to sustain and maintain that life, that livelihood, that lifestyle. Simple, right? Simple, right? Sometimes it's not as simple, not as easily said. But I'm saying this because people will set goals. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, yada, yada, yada. And they just think that these goals is like turning on the light switch. No, ma'am. This is a lifestyle. This is a life change. So again, this is why I break down the steps. What do you need to do to get to it? And then focus on each step one by one. And then maintain the goal. The environment and the things that you have to do to switch up to get there, keep it up. Simple. The way you do that is through time management. People say, well, I work a full-time job. I'm a single parent. Excuse me. I want y'all to reflect and think about our family before us. And then the family before them. And then the family before them and before them. We already know that our blood comes from a long line of oppression and being victimized and being violated. But how do they push through? We have people that had $0, but somehow figured out a way to feed their children. We can think about historical figures that had nothing, but they walked to freedom. They walked to opportunities. But yeah, we would sit here and be like, man, I ain't trying to do that, but you got a car outside. Or if you ain't got no car, there's a city bus line, but you don't want to do that, huh? You got to think about what you are willing to do to get there. And if you're not willing to make yourself uncomfortable to get there, again, I'm going to go back to stop complaining. You don't want it. Because there was people before you that had way worse. Not even just before you, there are people in other spaces or other places in the world that have it way worse. And they want a fraction of what you got. So if you're not willing to adjust and make yourself uncomfortable with the things that you have, you don't want it. You don't want the change. You don't want the shift. And that's all I got to say when it comes to time management. Create a plan. So if you're a single mother, you have young children, you're going to school, you're going to work, cool. 30 minutes on Saturday. 30 minutes on Sunday. 30 minutes on Wednesday. Whatever the case may be, find consistency in something that you can do that pours back into you. Because even if you're doing a crawl, you know how slow turtles walk? Turtles walk really slow, but they walking. At some point, they're not going to be where they started at. But if you sit here and talk about, oh, it's going to take me a long time to get there, and you choose to do nothing, know that you ain't going to never get there because you ain't doing nothing. I don't care if your time management is 30 minutes a week, 1 day a month. It don't matter what it is. Do something. Identify the time that you have and do not compare what you can commit compared to others. It don't matter what such and such doing over there. It don't matter what old boy doing over here. They ain't got nothing to do with you. What can you do in your life, in your journey with the time that you have? What can you actively do? Stick with it. I promise you, the work that you're doing in a small amount of time is going to mass to something greater and bigger. And it may take you a year, it may take you two, but guess what? At the end of that 2 years, at the end of that year, you're further along than where you started versus doing nothing. Understand that. And this is tough love coming from a person that I used to take my children on the road with me. My ex-spouse didn't help me feed my children, house my children, take care of my children. He helped me do nothing. And I made my children a part of the show because I refused to be like, I want to do this. So what? Okay, so what? My child, he 4, he can do this. My daughter, she 9, she can do this. I figured out a way to make them a part of the process. And now that my children are older, they remember what their mama had them doing. And now when life throws them different curveballs and all this other stuff, they can tap into the things they didn't want to do because now they have the endurance and they have the experience. Oh, I can do this. This is easy. So I can do this more. You're going to set your children up for more. So if you got kids, make them a part of the show. If you got a spouse that's not supportive of the things you want to do, and they even talking down to you, right? I'm gonna ask you this: Is that your partner for real? Is that your partner in life? And even if you're in a space in life where you don't want to walk away from that partner, then I'm going to encourage you not to overshare with them. Don't share with your partner what you're trying to do. Don't share with your partner on Saturdays, every 30 minutes on a Saturday that you're going to take some time to write in your book. You're going to take some time to work on your business plan. You ain't got to tell them. Because, I don't want to dive into your relationship and what that looks like because it's a whole other conversation on you being with somebody that you can't express all the stuff you want to do with them. That's a whole other conversation. If you with a person like that, we're going to send positive vibes out to you to where you can bold up, put on your adult draws and tell them, hey, this is what I want to do. And if they don't like it, I want you to be bold enough to be like, this person is not for me. Because again, happiness starts from the inside. And if you're not happy on the inside, you're not going to be much of an asset for anybody else. Not for your children, not for your spouse, not for your job, not for your community. You got to figure out a way to prioritize yourself. Be selfish in your journey. Be selfish in this life. Again, we are born alone. And when we take our last breath, our children ain't taking their last breath with us. Our spouse not taking their last breath with us. Our parents not taking their last breath with us. We doing it by ourselves. So figure out a way to be you in spite of all the stuff that you got to do. And if you're going to prioritize everybody else and you're not going to put nothing that you want to do on the calendar, again, I'm going to say stop complaining about the life that you have. Stop being negative because you don't want to change it. That is my advice to you. Now, mindfulness and self-care. I talk about being mindful and being and tapping into your self-care a lot through a lot of my workbooks, my podcast, Traces of Mika. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I also have a documentary that's coming out on Traces of Mika. You got to tap into it, right? Because without you being at your best self and without you completely healing and finding peace in the things that people have done to you, you could have been emotionally and physically violated. You about to walk around being mad at these people. These people ain't even thinking about you every day. Not even every day. They forgot that they did it. Trust, because I've been there. I was sitting here looking at people. You did this. Remember, you did this to me. Wait, what? Oh yeah. I mean, I did this because I don't want to know why you did it, but you did it. That's what I tell people that have done me wrong. But you can't sit around and walk around with the hate and the discomfort and being mad at what life has dealt you. It happened. I was violated physically, violated emotionally, violated physically, mentally, all those things. People have used me, they have lied, they was impersonating themselves, all those things. Now what? I'm going to sit here and be mad. Me being mad is going to hold me back from my own journey, my own decisions. So what I have done with the things that people have done to me, I've learned from it. I have decided not to be a repeated offender, to not allow these things to overcome me, and not allow these things to be to hold me down and to make me bitter. These things have happened. How can I share my journey with other people? And how can I learn from it so it doesn't happen again? So be mindful of those things. And self-care. Self-care looks like, what do you like to do? You like to take walks? You like to sleep? You want to go to the spa? You like to journal? You want to read a book? What are some things that you actually enjoy for yourself that involves nobody else? You got to do that. We hear a lot about spirituality, physical health, and emotional health, but we don't really tap into enough of mental health. And often people want to go to therapy because I'm sad, or I want to go to therapy because this happened to me and I ain't got over it. But mental health is like taking a bath every day. You should be actively pouring into your mental health, giving you and reading things, listening to things, participating in things that heal you and make you feel safe and centered and whole. These are some things you should be actively doing all the time. Because if you're taking, life is going to be about good and bad. This is why light and dark coexist. There's going to be darkness, it's going to be light, it's always going to be there. And if you're not actively purging the things mentally and emotionally from yourself, you're carrying it with you. Why do you think that we go to the bathroom every day to have a BM or, to urinate? Our body has to get rid of waste every day, right? Don't you think your body needs to get rid of the emotional and spiritual things as well? Make sure that you are tapping into those things and understanding the things that make you whole and healthy. Now, building a supportive community. That can be your friends, that could be your family, that could be a good supportive spouse. But you got to have people around you also that can help you be supportive. You can join social groups. You can join a virtual group, but make sure that you have joined a personal space for yourself that's going to help tap into yourself. So building a supportive community is almost like the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. You cannot do this on your own. You cannot be your best self on your own. So make sure you do have a community around you. And of course, you got to celebrate your achievements, whether it's small. I think today I was like, ooh, I packed up because I'm moving out of a place right now. And I packed up this room. Yes, I'm celebrating that. I completed a proposal today. Yes, I'm celebrating that. Celebrate all the little things, not just the overall goal. You don't want to get caught up in just focusing on the goals and the mission, that you forget that you achieve this part that's getting you closer to your goal. You achieve this part that's getting you closer to your mission. You have to make sure that you're taking time out to celebrate all those small steps as well. It's very, very important that you connect with that. And then affirmations. I'm going to leave y'all with this. This is the last thing I want to talk about, which is your affirmations. The things that are, and I actually come out with a book called Traces of You, which is, it's not a book, it's a workbook. It's over 100 pages. This is going to help you manifest your goals, identify your triggers, identify the things you have healed from, and to help you balance your life, right? And so you have to realize what are some things that you want to experience, achieve, and actually manifest over your life. You have to actually understand what those affirmations are. Write it out so you can see it and visualize those things for yourself. These are just some areas in your life that I want to highly encourage you all, because it takes a lot to actually achieve these things. It takes a lot to actually understand where you're going, where you've been, and where you're going. Understand that your overall goal has steps, and then you have to focus on those steps. Understand that while you're achieving those steps, you have to prioritize yourself in there, whether it's 30 minutes a week, 30 minutes a month, but you got to stick to it. And then you have to speak those things over your life. Actively say, I am this, I am that. I will get over this. I will heal from this. You have to say those things so that it becomes more of your reality. I am rooting for y'all. I am wishing y'all well. I know that y'all got this. But if you are lost, if you feel like you need more help, if you feel like you need more assistance, by all means, reach out to us. We are here to help you. We are here to guide you. Make sure you have joined our community on Patreon, which is patreon.com at AMBC, or you can actually go to Our Lit Diaries and you'll be able to join us there as well. And you'll be able to join our Patreon community. We are actively putting out workshops and these videos and these visual presentations so that you can tap into these spaces and these resources that you need to be better. These resources that you need to accomplish the goals and the things that you ultimately want to see. And of course, follow me on social media. I come out with Tracy Zamika in March. It's a visual documentary. I have my Manifest Your Best Life workbook, which is actually on Amazon right now. You can go and get that. And then I also have Finding Joy Through Gratitude. That's also on Amazon. And you can go and get that as well. Or you can go to tracyzamika.com. Again, that's tracyzamika.com. And you can get these two workbooks, Finding Joy Through Gratitude and also Manifesting Your Best Life. I am rooting for y'all. I know that you guys can get it done. But I do want you guys to hold yourself accountable. If you're not going to change your circumstances, please do not complain. Please do not make it rough for people around you, and just find a way to enjoy the life that you're in. With that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with my trailer for Tracy Zamika, and I will see you all here on tomorrow night for another workshop.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. 12 stars are leaping.
11 drummers drumming.
10 ladies dancing.
That's the problem. You don't have a choice.
One thing I didn't do was
It don't matter. The fact that you got to start the sentence was the only thing I didn't do. Does he not get that? The only thing I didn't do. That's the point.
Yeah.
Get out, man.
yeah, we had argued because she never give me credit for what
I didn't.
Okay.
What is? How my journey with being a parent evolved, I would have never even guessed that. I would have never said that was going to happen a day in my life where I would not enjoy being married, where I would not enjoy being a mother.
We're at my crib, just chilling. We're gonna let y'all see this 12 days of Christmas.
You know, we tried real hard to do this just right, but no, they wouldn't let us. They just wouldn't let us. We wanted this to be perfect, but you know. Hey. Delphine. Delphine.
Make a face at Delphine.